So here we are. For me, it is Tuesday evening, and I have sat at my desk a good part of the day, fiddling with this and fiddling with that and not getting a thing done. I just couldn't think of anything. You know, I did a couple of things, but nothing really creative. So sometimes it seems lately in the evening I've been getting like a second wind. I don't know. And so I felt when I sat down here again after dinner and relaxing for a little bit and visiting with my daughter and granddaughter, I decided I know what I want to do. I want to do another page in my glue book. So that's what we're going to do tonight. Yes, it's Maggie, and I thank you so much for watching me. I hope that you'll stick around and enjoy this video, and if you do, please leave a comment, even if your comment is just whatever city you're from. I said, I don't know if I said it in the video that I made before this or what, but I did actually try to make a video earlier, but no, I didn't really do it. It didn't go anywhere, so that will never be seen. So maybe it was there that I said it, but I really hope that you'll leave me a comment. If you leave me a comment, I'm going to, shout out your name and let you know that I saw your comment and that I appreciate you watching. So anyway, like, subscribe, and comment. That would be so helpful to me and mean a lot. Okay, so I pulled a few things together. I have a feeling I don't have everything I need because I don't know what I need, but we're going to do a page in our glue book, and I think it doesn't really matter where it goes, but it's gonna go here. I'm kind of just jumping around all over the book, and we'll see where it see where it takes us. Usually when I do these things, I really don't know what I'm going to do for sure. So I have this piece of paper here. I got this from the paper pack I just downloaded for the nursing journal. These antique wallpapers. I think they're all beautiful. This is one of the simpler ones, and I like this. I think it's very pretty. And I pulled out a piece of this kind of pink marbled cardstock, and I cut it down. I don't know if I'm going to use it like this or if I want to tear it or maybe cut some out with my pinking shears. I'm not sure yet. I pulled out some old vintage photos and some frames, and I also pulled out these yo-yos. I was looking for something else in another box of scrap material that I have, and I found these yo-yos. I guess they're all that I had left. I used the rest of them, and I remember I had so much fun making these and putting them into the journals, and then I just kind of stopped doing that for whatever reason. I think I was trying to just simplify things. And so I think I'm going to make some more of these. I've got lots and lots of scraps. And yeah, I think in the coming days I'm going to be working on some more of these because I think they're fun to use in the journals. So I've got all this, but like I say, I feel like I'm missing something else. So I do have some butterflies and flowers. I feel like I need fabric or lace or something, but let's just see here what we can do. Now, I would like to use these yo-yos, and I'm thinking what I might do is just glue them down. I mean, do I want to even use this, or... I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. These are Tim Holtz frames. I'm not sure where all these photos are from. I think these might be from ink paper art, her set of videos, pictures on her site, because these are the last ones I added to my little box, and they were hers, so they must come from ink paper art. So thank you so much for these. So yeah, I've got different. Oh, she's an interesting gal. These, if they're ink paper art, then they're from France. They're French, vintage French photographs. Now this is a distinguished looking gentleman. Hope you can see these. He kind of goes too much with the color of the frame. He might look better in here. I like his bow tie and his mustache. Or he might even look rather dashing in this frame. So I think one of these two. I don't know if I have enough room to do two on here. Let's see. Because I'll need to cut the pictures down, but that's okay. Maybe go like this. Yeah, so the day really did get away from me. And when I say that, I mean because I didn't accomplish anything. I did get to spend some time this evening with my granddaughter and my daughter. I always enjoy visiting with them. Well, what are we going to do here? I'm thinking. Okay, so I think I will do something like that. And then I know, like this button is actually sewed onto here, but these are not going to get sewed on. I'm just going to glue them. I need to cut off some of this thread here. I really knotted that up. So I have y'all made these little yo-yos. They're certainly not hard to make. And I think, like I said, I'm going to start making me up some more to have. So if I use these, I think I'm just going to glue the buttons on. All right, so I think I'll go with something like this. Now, should I put this behind here in some fashion and put my frame? Maybe, I know I need to cut this a little bit. Maybe I should tear it, but I'm just not in a mood to tear it. Let's just see what happens if I just kind of cut it any way I want to. And out. I really don't like using pinking shears. I think I've talked about this before. They're rather hard on my hand, but they do the job. So that might be kind of fun. I could cut this a little bit more and leave some of that stripe poking out there. If anyone knows a good pair of shears that are lighter and easier on your hands than pinking shears, but give the same effect, please let me know. I would be very interested in that. Yes, I'm asking people to leave a comment because my desire is, there's some basic reasons why I started this channel. One of them was to, make new friends or acquaintances. I mean, I know, we can't necessarily be buddies, but it would be nice to know who's watching. And in this junk journaling community, it seems like we are a community of people that do like to help each other, and I'm all for that, about that. So, yeah, I would hope that you would subscribe, and I would hope that you would like, but most importantly, I would really like to see you leave a comment, and not to keep repeating myself, but only if it's just saying where you're from, what city or state or country, because I think, to me, it's very intriguing to know that people are all over the world and all throughout our country, and we don't know each other, but we're very passionate about doing the same things and can be a help to each other. So, do I like that? I don't know. Like I said, this has not been an easy day for me for whatever reason. I'm not complaining about anything. I'm just saying. That's all that needs to be said. His brother was known for his handlebar mustache, and my husband also had one for years. Earlier I tried to make a video. This isn't exactly a handlebar mustache, but it is interesting. This will be your Thursday video. I had a doctor's appointment. I have a doctor's appointment in the morning, and it's for my migraines, and I'm very anxious to keep that appointment and get it done and over with. I didn't know if I'd have time tomorrow to make a video for Thursday, because I was planning on watching my granddaughter if my daughter and son-in-law needed me to. But they decided they want to take the baby with them because the office people at the retinal clinic where my daughter goes have been asking to see her. They haven't seen her in a little while. So, all right, so maybe I'll do something like that. Now, what pictures are we going to use? I do like his bow tie and his mustache. My husband used to wear a handlebar mustache. Well, his brother, his brother was known for his handlebar mustache, and my husband also had one for years. Well, this isn't exactly a handlebar mustache, but it is interesting. Sorry, thank you. So I think I'm going to use him. I'm going to have to cut him off, of course. And what lady do I want to use? She blends in too much with the frame. She's kind of nice, although I guess I could use matching frames. She's a rather interesting young woman. What do you think? Or we have this gal. Oh, I kind of like her. Yeah, I kind of like so let me mark where I need to cut her off at. And the same with our friend here. Oops, I'm losing stuff. I've got an avalanche going. What I should have done today was really give my desk another good cleaning. It does not take much for the desk to turn into a real mess. And with 3 journals going, I really need to keep it in order, or else it's hard for me to work when it's chaotic. And that's what I feel like it's like right now. So when I'm done with this, I may try to clean it off before I go to bed. Oh my goodness. As of late in the evenings especially, they've both been really good, and tonight they're letting me down. They're letting their mama down. All right, so we will not use the rest of these frames, I guess. So I ordinarily do not ink these endeavors, but the last couple I have, so I think I'm going to go ahead and ink these. So maybe that's good enough. So I was hoping to introduce the journal this week for my husband. I'm getting a start on it, but I'm nowhere near getting everything that I need in order to seriously start the journal. I've got the material for it, and I can show you that if there's enough time. But we'll see. And I am going to put some writing space in it. I'm hoping to make 2. I'm not going to make 2 on camera. I'll probably do the second one off camera because I want each of my daughters to have one. And so there will be some writing space so that if there's things that they want to write down, things that they remember, they can do that. Or if they want to use it as a devotional or whatever, but there won't really be any pockets or tags or journaling cards, anything like that, because I don't see a need for it in this journal. I don't really see a need for it. I probably will put a pocket in the front and then on the front cover and the back cover, just so they have a place if they want to put pictures, other pictures that they find, or come across anything, any whatnots that might remind them of their dad. Okay, so there we go. Do I want to put something else here? I don't know. This page is not very exciting, I know. I'm not very exciting. Oh, Lord, help me. We've got actually quite a bit done for the nursing journal. I just need to go through my pages again and make sure I've got them right in order and everything, and then get them sewed in. And then I can kind of work on the rest of it from there. I've got several pieces of ephemera made. I need to get some made for the black and white journal. And make sure I've got everything that I want for that. Oh, my poor little doggy. Oh, that's the other thing today that kind of got me off on a wrong foot, I guess. Maybe I like this better. I had called Banfield first thing this morning to see, because I called last week and they didn't have the medication that I needed. So they told me I'd call back on Monday and I wasn't able to. So I called them this morning first thing and they said, oh yes, they had the medicine. And I think the girl that helped me, she was very nice. I'm not speaking ill of her at all because she was very, very nice. But I think she was new and maybe didn't know exactly what she was doing. And had a little bit of trouble communicating with me. And I was on hold for quite a long time, which I'm sure you know as well as I do that that's not helpful. And so we finally got it straightened out, and I told her that, well, I would try to have somebody come and pick it up today, but it might not be today because there's a lot going on in our household, and I just didn't know that somebody would be available to go and pick up a prescription for the doggy. So I said, you know, it might not be today. And she says, well, you've got to come today. And I says, well, why is that? She said, well, because the doctor is here. And I'm like, well, what difference does that make? She already wrote the prescription and my little one doesn't need to be seen. She says, well, it would just be better if you came today. And I says, well, I'm going to tell you I probably won't be able to come today. And, you know, we'll just have to figure it out, I guess. So after I got off the phone and I thought about it a while, I said, you know, I should have asked them if they could mail it to me. So I called back. I got a different gal. I've talked to this one before, and I know she knew what she was talking about. That happened to be one of the medications that they could not put in the mail. I said, okay, well, I understand that. She said, but we could write you a prescription that you could take to another pharmacy and get it like that. And I said, oh, well, how about Chewy? I get my I have a dog and a cat that are on prescription food. So I said, I get that from Chewy, and I use Banfield as my veterinarian. And she said, yeah, that would work fine. We work with Chewy. In actual fact, I think that they merged somehow. Either Banfield bought them, or Chewy bought Banfield. Not Banfield, but PetSmart. I'm not sure which way it went, but so I don't know if you have animals, and if you do, if you use, forgive my voice, I don't know why it's so crackly, but I love doing business with Chewy. They're always so accommodating. Their customer service is wonderful, at least it has been. Now, I haven't had any reason to use customer service as of late, but I called them to see, because I tried to just go on the website and order it through there, but I really couldn't figure out, I couldn't find where it gave you the option, so I called them, and the lady that answered the phone was really, really helpful, and you know, they call all your pets by name, and tell them we love them, you know, it's pretty corny, but it's nice. And she put me through to the pharmacy, and the lady was able to help me right away. Well, Banfield was going to charge me almost $60 for the pills. Now, I'm not sure how many pills were in the prescription, but I'm almost positive that it wasn't more than either 30 or 60. I don't know how many they would dispense at a time, but yeah, I'm sure it wasn't more than that. But it was over almost $60. And I just about choked because I didn't really remember paying that much when I got the original prescription. But at any rate, I would pay it because she needs the medication. So I said, okay, well, so when I talked to Joy, I said, oh, by the way, how much is that going to be? She says, well, you know, your order has to be over $49. I think she said $49 to get free shipping. So I figured, okay, well, it's going to be, you know, right around there someplace. And she says, but you would have to buy an awful lot of pills to get $49 worth. She says, I'll tell you what, I'm going to waive the shipping for you this time as a courtesy. And I said, well, what will they be then? It was like $7 and something. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe the price difference. Even if Banfield was going to give me, like I said, 90-day supply, that still would not have cost $60 at Chewy. So she said, as soon as they get the approval that Banfield has accepted it, you know, approved it, then we can go ahead and get it taken care of for you. So I said, well, thank you so very much. You don't know how much I appreciate it. So I was able to get that taken care of, but isn't that something? Isn't that a price difference? I kind of like those on there just for interest's sake. But I am going to use Fabri-Tac with this if it'll come out. But one of the things about Chewy, I had a little Maltipoo. I think he was born in 2002. But he was a little mixed breed, a Maltipoo. And he's part poodle and part Maltese. And I literally bought him from the back of a truck in Southern California. Now I know I should have put some thread through this, but I'm not going to do it for this. And I've been trying my best to keep this book flat and leave the bulk out of it. But I just wanted to use these, and these are a little bulky, so. And I loved him. I loved that dog so much. He traveled back and forth across the country to me. He was my very best friend. And he was a very good little dog. Well, the one I have now, Canelo, is also a Maltipoo. But where Chester was more poodle than he was Maltese, Canelo is more Maltese than he is Poodle, but they're about the same size and the same coloring. And both dogs, that breed happens to be, they're very smart because of the Poodle in them, but they also are very loyal to their owner, and they're not, I don't know that I would say they're a one-person dog, but they know who their owner is, and like I said, they're very faithful to that person. And Canelo was like that too. But when Chester passed away, well, I actually had to put him down. You know, he was very sick, and I had been away. That's when my daughter and I went to Europe, and something probably should have been done before, but I really didn't realize how sick he was, and I didn't want to lose him. I loved him so much. But when I saw how sick he was, and I took him to the vet, I could not let him suffer like that. I had hoped that he would just pass in his sleep or something, but that wasn't how it was supposed to be for him. So, you know, we had to say goodbye, and it was heartbreaking. I still miss that dog. He would wait for me. Even if I went away, like if I went away on a trip, he would stay by the front door pretty much the whole time. And the one trip my husband told me, yeah, he stayed right on that end of that couch and watched the door. He was a good friend. All right, now we need a word or something. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. African proverb. Well, I kind of like that. I don't know who these two people are, if they're related or just friends. Maybe they're husband and wife. I don't know. But I kind of like this. So, yes, I hated saying goodbye to that little dog. I really did. Well, if you've owned pets, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And in our house, in our family, my daughter and I have gone through that quite a bit. She's lost many dogs, you know, and her most beloved dog was a little mixed breed terrier that she got when she was in the 3rd grade. That dog lived, believe it or not, he lived 23 years. And he certainly did travel across country and back and forth with my daughter. And he was 23 when he passed away. Now, my daughter did get to stay with him. She just kind of slowed down. She didn't want to eat anymore, you know. It was getting hard for her to get around, and she just one day well, my daughter knew something was up. She was ready to go, and she was going to give her so much time. If she didn't go by herself, then she was going to take her, because she did not want her suffering. But she didn't appear to be suffering. She was just a very, very old dog. And so my daughter was able to just hold her and be with her until she actually left. And so that was exactly what she wanted, and that's what happened. It was very sweet. Chester's condition was completely different. He had a heart problem, and it wasn't just old age that got him, but he passed away in early 2000 19. Yeah. Of course, there's worse things than losing a beloved pet. But you sure do miss them, and they sure leave a hole in your life. So, well, it's not real interesting, but it's not horrible. What do you think? Yeah, I'm definitely going to make some more of these. I don't know if I'll make them for any of the journals that I'm working on right now. I think I'll use this quote. I'm still loving this quote book. I use it whenever I can. I am going to cut it down. It's the only thing. The pieces are just so big. They don't fit just anywhere. But the printing on them is just right. I mean, like, this is very hard to read, but this isn't as hard to read. Oh, can I even fit this anywhere? Life is made up of ever so many partings welded together, Charles Dickens. So what do y'all think? Like I said, it's simple, not too exciting, but I rather like it. I do. So we'll put that in our book. I will not glue it on camera. I'll do that when we're done, after we're done. Let me put the date. Today is 6/10/25. Where was I gonna put them? I saved a place. I did. Right here. I'm gonna go right here. Well, I hope you all like this. Like I said, it's not very exciting. It's plain, but it's not even very whimsical, but I do like it, so. All right, let me show you the fabric that I picked out from my husband's book. What did I do with it? I'm trying to stay as organized as I can when it comes to these journal parts. Like I said, before I go to bed, I think I'm going to clear off my desk, because this is just not good. Alright, so this is the fabric. I saw this on, I bought this on Etsy. It kind of popped out at me. It's nothing really, you know, it's nothing spectacular. But I believe I did buy this from the same lady that I bought the fabric from for my library journal. And when I saw this, I knew this is what I needed to give for it, because, I mean, I had so much fabric. If I would just have gone through it all, I probably would have found something that I liked to go on the cover of his book. But when I saw this, I knew I had to have this one, because my husband loved watches. He really did. He had all kinds of watches, and when he could spend the money on a very good watch, he would do it. And he had his father's pocket watch at one point, but we don't know what happened to it. I'm hoping that it's in storage still in Michigan, but I don't know that for sure. But yeah, he loved watches. And when I showed it to my daughter, she made a very, what I thought was a very appropriate observation about it, and I don't know where my phone is. Just a second. I'm sorry again. I think I'm really tired. Probably shouldn't have done this, but oh, I might not be able to find it. If it doesn't pop out at me, then I'll skip it for now. And there was something about this color brown that really drew me to it for him too. He had beautiful brown eyes, and I remember he had some really nice suits because he was on the pastoral staff at the church that we attended. And so he, among other suits, he did have this beautiful brown suit that really, really looks so nice on him. And this color brown kind of reminds me of that. She said to me, because she said, when she saw the fabric, she said, it's metaphoric too. And I said, well, why did she say that? And she said, because it represents time, which is finite, but how much is different and known to all. And I thought that was rather good, you know. So yeah, so this is the fabric, and I'll show you one page that I've come up with. I'm in the midst of trying to design about 8 to 10 pages, but I'm not there yet. And what I'm going to show you is not the finished product. It's just I've been playing around with Canva and trying to see what I could do. But take this page for instance. Now this is not a replica of my husband. It's just a man, and this is the young man, and this is the same man many years later, but studying God's Word. And that's depicts my husband in the way that he loved God's Word, and he studied it as a younger man and right up until his last days. So, and he could explain the Bible as well, if not better, than any Bible scholar that I was aware of personally. So this is, like I said, it's just a one page. There's about 8 I'm working on, and I need to revise. This will be revised many times, I'm sure, before I get to the final what I'm going to use. I'm going to show you this one, but I'm only going to show you part of it because I don't like the other part. So this represents a period in time of my husband. Now, none of those are us or any relation, but in the early 70s, my husband, okay, so this house is so much like the house we were living in back at that time. And I did create this through AI, and I asked AI to give me a Victorian house, light green, and I'm not even sure if that's the color, but I'm pretty sure it was, with some hippies standing around in front of it. And when this came back to me, it was like, oh my gosh, that's the house. That looks just like the house we lived in, with the porch and the windows. And we had 3 floors, and this was the widow's, I think they called it the widow's walk up here. And this was our apartment up here where we lived. And then the people, the gentleman that we took care of, lived on this level. And then this level, of course, was the kitchen, dining room, and I think there was 3, you want to call them living rooms or parlors or whatever they called them back then. And there was a bathroom. I'm trying to remember what else. But this picture looks so much like that house. I was just completely blown away. So at this particular time, now my husband and I were not hippies, but at this particular time was a time that really kind of changed my husband's life and started guiding him in the direction that he would take to spend the rest of his life. So I wanted to share that with you, give you a little sneak peek. But we will, I had hoped to actually start on the journal this week, but I'm not ready. I just don't have enough drawn together yet to do that. But I will, it won't be long now. I may, again, take a couple of days off next week and not make any videos and just work on that so I can actually get started on it. So anyway, I've been on here quite a long time, 30 minutes since I had to turn it off the last time. That's longer than I wanted to be on. So I will tell you all for now, good night. God bless you. I'm praying for you. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening or whatever time it is for you. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye.